Earlier today, the San Francisco 49ers announced that Sam Darnold will be their backup quarterback heading into the 2023-24 NFL season. That leaves Trey Lance as the third string quarterback. However, the 49ers are looking to trade Trey Lance because they know they missed, but they want to give him another opportunity elsewhere because we all know the 49ers haven't had great luck with quarterbacks over the past, since Joe Montana and Steve Young. I mean, yeah, they had Jimmy G, led him to a Super Bowl, NFC Championship game and stuff like that, but he just couldn't get the job done, and we all know that, right? So you give Trey Lance a second chance at a great opportunity to be a starting quarterback, to be a franchise quarterback in the NFL, send him back to his hometown. Send him to Minnesota because, look, Ian Rappaport reported that as the 49ers weigh options for Trey Lance, calling his hometown team, the Minnesota Vikings, who were rumored destination before the draft, makes sense. Nothing is impossible, but Minnesota has a backup in Nick Mullins and drafted rookie quarterback in Jaren Hall. Now, post-draft, these deals are a little bit harder. However, I've seen enough out of Jaren Hall. Time to cut him. That leaves Nick Mullins as our backup quarterback. We bring in Trey Lance. I still believe Trey Lance is a better quarterback than Nick Mullins, okay? This season, the quarterback rule was changed. Now you can have 3 quarterbacks on your roster. Before, it was only 2. But since recent injuries and stuff like that, basically because of the 49ers, if your first quarterback goes down with an injury, that third quarterback can now suit up, but he can't start a game unless that backup quarterback starts one or something like that. The rule is kind of weird. It's a little fuzzy. I'd have to go double check on it, but now you can go with 3 quarterbacks. So you bring in Trey Lance, right? You have Kirk Cousins as your starter. Then you have Trey Lance as your number 2, who can learn from Kirk Cousins. Granted, we don't want him to learn his clutchness because sometimes it's clutch, at least in the regular season, when it's not in prime time. Even though he's won a lot of primetime games, he's also lost even more. So we got to keep that away. But he can still learn that veteran leadership, that veteran role, and how to actually, perform up to expectations or exceed expectations from what he's already been able to do. We really haven't seen much of Trey Lance. He didn't play much in college. I think he had 1 season under his belt or maybe 2 or something like that. Comes to the NFL, really doesn't get a starting chance because of Jimmy G, and when he does, he finally, breaks his ankle and stuff like that. So Brock Purdy takes over. Now Trey Lance is back at the third string quarterback. So the 49ers are looking to trade him, and the Minnesota Vikings seems like a likely destination, at least one of them, because he is from Minnesota. This would be his hometown team. I think we could give him another chance to be a franchise guy. Give him a little, he has a chip on his shoulder. Let's brush that off and say, hey, it's your opportunity. Do you want this to be your team for the future? Let's put in the work, let's put in the effort, and let's go, okay? We need you to be a guy. And back in his home in his home state, I think would make him feel a lot more comfortable, closer to family, stuff like that. Maybe bring him back. Bring back some happiness, make him smile a little bit more, have fun a little bit more playing football, and then I think we'll see Trey Lance performing even better than what we've seen with him being with the San Francisco 49ers. I really think it's possible, but we already know that this happened before the draft, okay? Because Diana Rossini reported that while the Trey Lance market may be a little quiet for now, this past spring, we talked about it earlier, the 49ers and Vikings had serious conversations about a trade for Trey Lance, but talks fell apart, right? That was before the draft. Going into the draft, we thought there was a chance that Trey Lance was going to get traded to our Minnesota Vikings. It was a real rumor. It actually was happening, and something happened. Probably the draft compensation and stuff like that didn't work out, so the talks kind of fell apart. But bringing Trey Lance in now, I think, would be great. It'd be great for us backup-wise. If Kirk goes down, we have at least somebody that could maybe flourish and maybe look really good and all of a sudden take over the team, become the franchise quarterback, bada bing, bada boom. Now we can solely focus in on our defense, our secondary, our linebacker core, even though we might be just fine. We're just super young over there. But look, many of you guys don't want Trey Lance, and I understand that. But he's still a better option than Nick Mullins. He's still a better option, a way better option than Jaren Hall. We've seen enough out of Jaren Hall the last 2 preseason games. He lost them both for us, basically. He doesn't know what he's doing, okay? And I understand that we're not using the whole playbook and stuff like that, but at the same time, we got to find a guy. Our depth needs to be a lot better because you never know what happens season to season. Injuries come about randomly. And if Kirk Cousins goes down, I'd rather have the ball in Trey Lance's hand rather than Nick Mullins. So the Trey Lance trade could possibly happen. Not 100% sure. I would like Trey Lance solely as a backup. He's not going to get that starting role, but it would be a nice move for the Minnesota Vikings if we can afford it. That's the big if. So let me know in the comments, do you want Trey Lance or should we stay away and just focus on what we have now? Also, drop a like and subscribe to the channel. It'd be much, much appreciated. Have a great rest of your night, folks, and Skol Vikes.